What's happening, everybody? What is up? What it do? It is time for the weekly forecast. Weekly forecast time for all my signs. I know I've been slacking here lately on the weekend and weekly forecast, haven't I? So new faces in here. Normally I do a weekend forecast and a weekly forecast. And if you've subscribed over the last month, you haven't really seen me do much of that. That's normally a regular part of my routine. But over the last month, I ain't gonna lie, I just got lazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna make an excuse. I just got lazy and didn't feel like doing it. But, we gonna get this shit back on track, man. So, time for the weekly forecast. For those of you who are in need of a personal reading, the information is in the description of this video. And we've made a decision about the courses, okay? And this one actually surprised me. I wasn't even really expecting this. But you know that I'm not the operations manager of my business. My wife is. And we are switching platforms because the platform that we've been doing our courses on is tripling the monthly service fee. Tripling. Not just raising it a little bit, not just doubling, they're tripling their monthly service fee. So we're switching platforms. So between now and June 9th, I'm doing a bundle, all of them. So, getting rid of all of them right now. Now, when you do get the courses, you do have access to them indefinitely. So that access to it never goes away. Okay. But that's what we're doing for right now, because we're going to be changing over to a new platform. And we don't know when or if we'll be able to move all the other courses to the next platform. We're going to try to do that. But can't really promise anything. But I am still working on a new one behind the scenes, though. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're doing just between now and June 9th. You know, after June 9th, boom, it all gets shut down, okay? And I'll let you know when the next course is up and available. All the information is in the description, all right, y'all? Okie dokie. Hang on, let me get some good vibes in the air real quick here. I'm going to break out my beautiful little lamp here. And some India Temple incense. Yeah, if you're ever wondering what my studio smells like, this is some of my favorite incense. I got the cones and the sticks. If you ain't tried this shit, I would recommend it. Smells just like the holy temples in India. It's pretty fucking cool. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it says. And it has some Hindu gods on it, on the box. Anywho, let me get some good vibes in the air, and then we'll get this road on the show. All right. Whoop. Got to get it to stand up. There we go. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right. Let's see what energies we can pull for Aries. Got any Aries in here? Aries, let's get a quick general energetic overview of your situation and focus it on how this person is feeling. Energies of Aries situation and how's this person feeling? Three more shuffles, three more. 1, 2, and 3. Aries, let's see. Knight of Wands reversed. Okay. King of Wands upright. That's kind of interesting. Well, so, I mean, this person, they are definitely very guarded towards you. Very, very guarded. But I don't know, man. This is kind of weird because there's a lot of back and forth energy here. And if there's one thing that just makes me want to pull my hair out, it's when I pull a spread and the energies are basically like two cars with their bumpers tied together, driving in opposite directions. That's the only way I can describe this here. It's like we got the Knight of Wands reversed, King of Wands in the upright, Seven of Wands reversed, Nine of Wands in the upright, Empress reversed, Emperor in the upright. So honestly, what this kind of feels like is that y'all are mirroring each other a little bit. It kind of feels like some mirroring action happening here. Emperor and Empress, Nine of Wands, Seven of Wands, and Knight of Wands, King of Wands. So this is mirroring. Y'all are mirroring each other in a weird way. But this person's very, very guarded. Very guarded. I don't know, with the Death card here, they feel like, for whatever reason, that they have no choice but to move on from this. I don't know why they feel that way. I don't know if you said or did something to make them feel that way, or if they're just projecting their shit onto you. I don't know. Probably different, for both of you. Yeah, Tower card, man. Why is this person so convinced that they have to move on from this? It's not indicating why. So I guess I'm just going to leave that one up to you. Did you say or do something that would really make this person think they have to move on from this? If so, well, I guess that's between you and the universe. If not, though, which I feel like a lot of you didn't, I'm really getting a strong feeling that probably the majority of you didn't say or do anything that indicated that this person has no choice but to move on. Then they're projecting. They're projecting whatever ideas they have in their mind onto you, whatever feelings that they're holding in their heart onto you, So let's see if this person's taking any actions towards you or what the outcome will be. Where'd it go? Okay. Actions or outcome towards Aries, universe. What actions or outcome is happening here? Judgment reversed. No, I mean, hang on. Boom, and the Ten of Wands. So it's kind of looking like they're just moving on and carrying the weight of this burden on their shoulders, like they have to. I think honestly they're a little bit afraid to come forward. Why is this person so afraid to come forward? What is it that has this person so nervous about you, Maybe you intimidate them a little bit. Maybe. And I do think, now I don't really think this is happening this week exactly. But I do think that they will be doing things to try to get your attention later on down the line. Because like I said, this is just weighing them down. They think they're going to run from this, but they're not. It's going to weigh on them heavier and heavier and heavier. And they may do a couple of things to try to get your attention, but as far as actually taking real action, I think they're a little bit too scared to. So this is probably going to just hang at a standstill. Probably. I mean, damn, dude. Now, in these all signs videos, I'm not going to be doing advice. I'm going to be doing the advice and the bonuses and the extended readings and stuff like that. But right now, we're just looking at the energies and outcomes. So, all right, let's move on to Taurus. Taurus. How's Taurus' situation looking? How's this person feeling? How's Taurus' situation looking? How's this person feeling about you? Nine of Pentacles. Hang on. All right. Now, the Empress reversed. Two of Cups, 10 of Wands. So let me just go ahead and get this out of the way first. We're already on our second sign, and I'm seeing a card coming out for you that came out in the last reading. When I do these all signs readings, there's always a general theme that the majority of the signs all have in common. You know, it'll be either the same damn card that comes out for everybody, or like the same damn general message and concept. And I'm wondering if it's going to be some Ten of Wands energy, where basically this person is they're carrying the burden of this situation and just swallowing it, pushing it down, and keeping it to themselves. Now, they are putting on a show for you. They're absolutely putting on a show for you. It's not really telling me why, though. That's the thing. Usually, when that comes through, something else comes through that indicates why. Like, they're trying to get a response out of you, or they're they're trying to make you think something specific, or trying to make you feel some type of way. It's not really giving me an indication as to why they're putting on a show for you. You know, I guess maybe it's a little bit of everything depending on what your situation is. Some of you, maybe they're trying to get you to reach out to them. Others of you, maybe they're just trying to make you feel stupid, you know, make you regret your decision. You know, I don't know. But they're definitely putting on a show for you, hoping that you're watching. And they want to make it look like they're doing really good. They're happy. They got it all under control. They don't need nobody. They got their shit together. That ain't true. That ain't true. This person is way more fucked up than you know. Way more. Way, way more. And I think right now, their number one priority is to try to find somebody new. And I think they would really like to find somebody new, and they really hope you're watching that. They really hope you're watching that. So, I do think they want to talk to you, but they don't really know how to approach you, or they don't want to be the one to start the conversation. See what I'm saying? Let's see if they're taking any action, or if there's going to be an outcome here. Actions and outcome. Deck to only use. Actions and outcome. Is this person taking action? Or what is the outcome? High Priestess reversed. World reversed. Unfinished business. Boom. Five of Coins. Nah. Knight of Wands reversed. It doesn't look like a whole lot of actions happening here. They're continuing putting on a little show for you. That's the only thing that I can say. Not really doing anything directly. So, yeah, putting on a show for you, though. Now, they may switch it up a little bit. So, because I feel like there's a handful of you who know exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, yep, I already know. They're posting things directed towards me. You know, they're trying to make it look like they're living a life that everybody knows they're not living, you know. Now, they may switch it up, though. If you don't fall for the whole, I'm doing good, look at me, look how much happier I am, or something like that, then they may switch it to boohoo shit, if that don't work. You know, so they may switch up the show they're putting on for you, but coming forward and taking direct action, I don't really think so. Damn, dog. Yeah. If I could throw some personal advice in there, I would just say, try to see if you can, like, not even pay attention to what they're doing. I know that can be hard sometimes, man. In the day and age we live in now, it is so much easier than it ever has been to take a little peek into somebody's personal life, you know. But I would say just don't even look at it. I had a client one time on a Zoom call who just could not stop watching this person who had like a podcast and would always say things directed towards her and make little sneaky little comments that had something to do with their relationship. And I just told her, well, quit watching it. Quit watching. Well, what if he said, who cares? Quit watching it. Just pull your focus away from that. What grabs your focus owns you. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's the news or, you know, what people are doing in their daily life. Whatever it is that has your focus has you. So that's just my personal outlook on it. All right, Gemini. How's Gemini's situation looking? Oh, guess what deck this is, y'all? Those of you who just bought the How to Read Tarot course, this is the deck I was using in that course. I decided to keep this one. I was like, you know what? I'm never going to get rid of that deck. So this is the same deck I was using. All right, Gemini. Let's get a short, sweet, quick, general, energetic overview of Gemini's situation. Mainly focusing on how this person's feeling. Ooh, Queen of Swords reversed. So in their mind, they're pretty sure you're mad at them. I don't know why. What'd I tell you? What did I tell you? I had a feeling, man. I had a feeling. 10 of Wands. I could be wrong on that. We're only 3 signs in, but yeah. Ooh, yeah. So this person, well, like I said, they're carrying the burden of this. Probably carrying the burden of a lot of things, but, you know, this situation is one of them. Swallowing it, burying it, and they're pretty sure that you're mad at them. I think, well, with the 2 of Swords here, I think they're wondering how you feel. They're wondering where they stand with you, but they are a little bit afraid to try to approach you because they're pretty damn sure that you're mad at them and it would turn into conflict. I think, honestly, they would, I don't know, man, because I'm not really seeing anything here indicating an emotional connection. So, do they love you necessarily? If they do, it's not showing up here. Matter of fact, I would say they're probably still holding on to a grudge, too. But I do think they would kind of like to clear the air, you know, and just squash the beef, bury the hatchet, because whatever it was that happened between the 2 of you, they ain't been able to let it go, and it's weighing on them very heavily. So now, I hate it when this card comes out. If you dealt with somebody that you know likes to dabble in metaphysics and esoterics, I guarantee you they have probably tried to throw some black magic at you. I'm not going to open up that whole can of worms here right now, but all I'm going to say is don't feed it fear. I know that may only be 1 or 2 of you, but that's important shit, dude. Because that's been a big problem, a much bigger problem than you know for a very long time. All you have to do is learn the difference between your energy and an external energetic attack. And it has no power over you. So if you feel an energy making its way, doesn't matter why it's happening. It doesn't matter if somebody's throwing it at you on purpose or if you just accidentally pick up on it. Reject it. As soon as you feel it, reject it. This is not my energy. It's not welcome here. This is not my energy. It's not welcome here. I'm sending it back to wherever it came from with love and light. I do not accept this energy. It has to leave. It has to. It has to. That is an immutable universal law. Okay? Anyway, let's see if this person's taking any action towards you or what the outcome's going to be. Are they taking any action? What's the outcome? Chariot reverse. Well, I mean, they're not moving on from this. last shuffle. Nine of Pentacles. And just still holding on to that grudge and still contemplating whether or not this would even be a good idea to approach this situation. I think they're trying to find somebody new. That's probably the first thing that they're going to do is jump on the quickest, fastest, easiest new love offer that they possibly can. Now, I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. But I can tell you this. When somebody is carrying this energy, and this energy, and this energy, and this energy, they are not vibrating at a frequency that could cultivate and let alone sustain a healthy, stable connection with fucking anyone. Anyone. Not you, not them, not no one. So just from an energetic perspective only, not spying on their life, just from looking at their energy, it don't matter who they get with. If they stay in this energy, it ain't gonna work. And most people stay in their energy because they don't know how to change it. So just throwing that out there. All right, Cancer. What is good with the Cancerian collective? Let's get a short, sweet, quick, general, energetic overview of Cancer's situation and how this person's feeling. What's Cancer's situation looking like? How are they feeling? I think they're waiting to hear from you. And in their mind, I think they're pretty confident that they're going to hear from you. So you know what I have to ask when the Three of Wands comes out. Have y'all done this before? Have y'all done this before? I always have to ask that when the Three of Wands comes out. Yeah. Oh, they are very confident that they're going to hear from you. Very confident. So what I tell you, man. I think this is the general theme. Carrying the burden, trying to bury it down, stuff it away. They're doing a piss poor job at it because, you know, this is keeping them up at night. This is really fucking with them, like, badly this week. Like, really bad. So they are hoping and wishing and crossing their fingers and hoping and wishing and convincing themselves that they're going to hear from you. Convincing themselves. I would even go as far as to say they're probably dreaming about you at night. I would go as far as to say that. Ooh. And then we get the Five of Swords. Oh, no, that's the Seven of Swords. Ooh. They're planning and scheming how they would handle this situation or how they're going to handle it when you reach out. I'm doing the air quotes, you know, saying when, because I'm not convinced that you're going to. And might I add that if they're carrying this energy, I don't know if I would right now. I don't know if I would. That's just me, though. Yeah, see, they know exactly what they're going to say if you show up in the inbox. Exactly. It's all planned out and scripted. Well, let's see if they're taking any action towards you. Is this person taking any action towards Cancer? What's the outcome going to be? Actions and outcome. Boom, 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 boom. Hang on, it's not ready yet, y'all. Hold up. Hang on. One more shuffle. One more. All right, there we go. Six of Cups, Queen of Wands. Two of Wands, Four of Wands reversed. So what they're doing is they're waiting for the right opportunity. If they see what they would consider to be an open door of opportunity, then they gonna come forward. Okay. But with the Four of Wands reversed right in the heart of the spread here, it doesn't really look like they're seeing that open door of opportunity. Now, my go-to example that I always use when we say, what would most people consider to be a good opportunity? A point of vulnerability, right? A point of vulnerability. Like something bad happens to you, you get broke up with, you get cheated on, you lose your job, car breaks down, dog get hit by a car, granny in the hospital, something where you're at a low point. Now, I've had people hear me say that and start throwing a pity party trying to get the person to reach out. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you know what happens if you do that? You're basically telling that person, come take advantage of me. Don't do that. If the only time they're going to come talk to you is when you're at a weak, vulnerable place, that means they're taking advantage of you, okay? All right, Leo. How's Leo's situation looking? How's this person feeling? How's Leo's situation looking and how's this person feeling? Death card. Could be a Scorpio for some of you, but it's kind of looking like they're starting to lean into the thought that this is just a done fucking dollar. Done dollar, you hear? Dun 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 dun. And the karmic wheel upright. So it's like they're just wanting to close this out and be done with it. Wanting to clear the air. I don't know. It feels like they want closure, honestly. They do have feelings for you, though. I think they're planning what they're going to say to you. They very well may reach out. They do have feelings for you. I do think they love you. But for whatever reason, they're just wanting to close this out. At least right now. I don't know if they're leaning into this energy indefinitely for good, but it's looking like this week they're just leaning into, even though I love you and I wish it worked out better than it did, I want to just close this out. Clear. And they very well may. At least I really think they're seriously thinking about, they probably already have a copy and paste closure message written in the notes. And then as soon as they get the nerve, as soon as it feels right, as soon as they feel like the time is right, they probably gonna hit you up with a closure message. Very possibly. They scared though. They fucking scared. Could be an Aries for some of you. Also have Cancer here. You know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. Okay. All right. Well, are they taking any action? That is the question. Are they taking action? What deck do I want to use for that? How about this one? No, hang on. Are they taking action? Is there going to be an outcome? High Priestess reversed. Boom. Three of Coins. Judgment. I still think they're a little bit too scared this week, dude. I still think they're a little bit too scared. Yeah. So they may do some things to try to elicit a response from you, try to get your attention. But I think they're a little bit too scared and too intimidated to actually take action. Is this going to be another actionless week, dude? That's so boring to read, man. I'm not going to lie. Well, for the very most part, it is kind of looking like it's stuck at a standstill this week. So, if I could maybe put my 2 cents in, I don't know, I would say just feel it out. I mean, just feel it out. If you think, it depends on what you want with this situation. Like I said, I don't know if they're leaning into this indefinitely. You know, we'll check as time progresses in the coming weeks. But are you ready to close this out? Are you? If you're not, you might want to hang back. Because more than likely, if you reach out to this person, that would be the best case scenario. If you reach out to them this week. You know, maybe they'll pull back and change their mind later. But this week, it's looking like they're leaning into wanting to close this out. So if you ain't ready for that, you might want to hold off on that. All right. Virgo. 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 Boom, boom, boom. How's this situation looking? How's this person feeling? Hang on, I'm going to use a different deck. How's this situation looking? How's this person feeling about Virgo? Six of Pentacles reversed. Hang on. And the Four of Pentacles reversed. So, oh man, so this person really feels a very strong feeling of unfinished business. They do have unanswered questions. I don't know. I think there very well may be a very short, brief reconnection between the two of you. There may be. It's not really saying how it's happening, though. I don't know if they're going to reach out to you. Maybe some of y'all may reach out to them. You could just accidentally bump into them out in public somewhere. But it's kind of feeling like however it goes down, you're seeing that they're still stuck in that same mentality. Still stuck in that all about me mentality. You know? Me, all about me. I don't care what you're going through. It's all about me. Even if I did something wrong, I'm justified because it's all about me and how I feel. Even if I wronged you, that's your fault. You made me do it. Me. It's all about me. So I think you're kind of seeing that, though. And that may make something click in your mind. You know, once you see that, click. Why am I losing sleep over you again? This does have the potential to completely close this karmic tie out altogether if you approach it properly. I highly doubt a love offer is being made. I think, honestly, this is going to help you. Yeah, this is going to help you. You're going to actually return back to balance, you know? It's like you're going to realize you spent all this time missing this person, thinking that they were a brownie, and now you see they're a turd. Like, wait a minute, what? What? You were never a brownie? You've been a turd this whole time. You know, that kind of energy. And it's like, whoa, ew, never mind, I'm good. Closes it out. You don't even have to try. You release it by default. Well, let's see how this is playing out. Are they taking action towards you? How's this playing out? What's the outcome here? One of you is reaching out, I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like for the majority of you, somebody's reaching out. Hang on. Well, I don't know. I'm getting a little bit of a mix of everything here. I think for the majority of you, somebody's reaching out here. It's kind of a mixture of everything. For some of you, they're reaching out. For some of you, you're reaching out. For others of you, you may just bump into this person somewhere, or however, any possible way this could happen. There's a general mix of everything here. So yeah, I'm thinking that this is going to help. This is really, really, really going to help. It's going to help you in ways that you're probably unaware of. I think that, you know, as long as you keep your head on straight and you're in the right headspace and you're in the right heart space, it's like you're losing interest immediately. If I can put some advice into it, just personal advice, this isn't tarot or anything like that, I would say don't really fight that process. Don't go against that process. A lot of times, you know that most of the time, from what I've seen in my line of work, I've been doing this for a living for 7 years now. From what I've seen, most of the time, I'm talking like 85% of the time, when the universe reconnects you with somebody, it's usually to close it out. When a cycle repeats itself, whether you keep getting stuck in the same cycle or something from the past comes back or anything like that, when a cycle keeps repeating itself and repeating itself, that's usually to give you the chance to close it out. Not to get the chance to try to do it differently. Sometimes, I'm not going to say never, but the vast majority of the time, it's to give you the chance to close it out. So I would just say don't really fight that process. Pay attention to the energy, pay attention to how it feels, roll with it, and let it flow. All right, Libra. How's this situation looking? How's this person feeling about Libra? Ooh, shit. 5 of Wands straight out the gate. Now, this person's still very, very defensive. Very defensive. Could be a Leo for some of you. Person immature as shit. God damn. Holy shit. So we got all this immature ass energy here. Page of Wands, Page of Swords reversed. By the way, they're keeping a very close eye on you. And the Devil. So if you dealt with somebody that had an addiction issue, no, they're not clean. They're probably even worse. I think this is saying obsessively stalking you. That's what this is saying. That's what this is saying. Very defensive. This person's very, very codependent, empty, broken, lonely, codependent. Like, if you was to take the minor arcana that is the closest to the Devil card, it would have to be the 9 of Cups reversed. Basically, I need an outside solution to an inside problem. The Devil card usually refers to, you know, desires of the flesh, you know, like addictions, you know, things like that. You know, an outside solution to an inside problem. This is the emotional codependency card. I need an outside solution to an emotional problem. I need a relationship to make my loneliness go away, you know? So, yeah. But, having said all that, they're also giving you the silent treatment. Look like y'all be dealing with somebody toxic as shit. But so far, I'm not really seeing them taking any action. We'll look at the action here in a minute, but 2 Knights in the reverse doesn't look like they're wanting to take action. Let's see if they're gonna. Let's see if they're gonna. Is this person taking any action towards Libra? Is there gonna be any kind of outcome here? Fucking deck don't want to use, dude. Are they taking action towards you? Is there gonna be an outcome? Are they taking action towards you? Two more shuffles, two more. Ooh, you know what? Wow, that's interesting. I think this person is putting on a very elaborate scheme to really seriously make you think that they're up to things that they're not up to. This is a real specific message. I hate to get too specific. This is a general reading, but I'm going to tell you, if you came to me for a personal reading and this came through, you know what I would say? You're probably going to see them in a new relationship. That's bullshit. No, they're not. Or if they are, best case scenario, it's definitely not rainbows and unicorns. Oh, absolutely not. You know, toxic as fuck. So, but to try to generalize that, putting on a very elaborate show to make it look like they're up to things that they're not up to. For some of you, a new relationship. If you see them in a new relationship with someone, or like posting pictures with someone to make it look like they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. But are they reaching out? It don't look like it. Yeah. So I would say, well, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Taurus, I think. Just don't pay attention to what they're doing. Don't pay attention to what they're doing. We live, and this is for everybody, y'all. Everybody. We live in a day and age where, because it's so easy to see what other people are up to in their life and let everybody know what you're up to in your life, one of the biggest epidemics in today's day and age is people being so concerned about everyone's opinion of them that pretty much everything that they're putting all over social media is fake bullshit. Filtered pictures, you know, just all this bullshit. And it's a total crock of horse shit. Not everybody. There's some people out there who are genuine and authentic and really are living a happy, healthy lifestyle. You know, a lot of them aren't, though. A lot of them aren't. And isn't it weird when you know somebody like that? And you know them, and you kind of feel a little bit awkward about it when you see them posting shit, and you're like, you know I know you, right? You know, I know that's not true, right? You know? So what I would say is, while they are off trying to create a false illusion of who they are, why don't you get to work on actually healing and building a healthy life? The sad thing is, a lot of people out there would rather be miserable as long as everyone thinks they're happy than to actually be happy and not give a fuck what anybody thinks. You know? Isn't that kind of sad? Isn't that sad? There's some miserable fucking people out there who dump all of their energy into creating an illusion because they're so concerned about what everybody thinks about them. Isn't that sad? That's sad as fuck, dude. So, while they're off doing that, they ain't gonna get nowhere with that. That is a never-ending, unfillable void that will never lead to happiness. Ever. 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 focusing all of your energy into what everybody thinks about you is never going to lead to happiness. You know why? I'm telling y'all, this is for everybody now. This is for everybody. You know why that doesn't lead to happiness? Because there's no way to control what everyone thinks about you. There's no way. There is no way. There is no way. It doesn't matter what you do. Some people will like you. Some people will hate you. Period. Period. Period, 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 period. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter how fake you are. Doesn't matter how real you are. Some people will love you. Some people will hate you. So if no matter what you do, some people will love you and some people will hate you, why waste the energy on being fake? Why waste the energy on being fake? And on top of that, if you waste your energy on being fake, the people who like you probably aren't even the people that you need in your life anyways, because they don't like the real you. And you may have a lot of people who don't like you because they don't know who you really are, and they would probably like the real you. Wouldn't you rather just fucking be you? And as long as you're being you, the people who like you, that's your people. And the people who don't like you ain't your people. So while they're off putting on a show for you and whoever else, focus on actually building a happy, healthy, successful life. And then one of these days, and that day will come much sooner than you think, them tables are going to turn. They going to turn. And that little mountain that they were on is going to crumble because it was just a house of cards. And you'll be on top of the actual fucking mountain. Looking down at them, they be looking stupid as shit. I'm telling you, it don't take long. As long as you're doing the real work. All right. Okay, I babbled enough. Scorpio. 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 How's Scorpio's situation looking? How's this person feeling? How's Scorpio's situation looking? How's this person feeling? Giving you the silent treatment. Pouting. Hang on a second. Could be a fellow water sign for some of you. Okay. Man, I mean, they got feelings for you. I think they're a little bit embarrassed. I don't know what happened in this situation, but it kind of looks like they feel a little bit embarrassed and a little bit stupid. With the Seven of Swords reverse, Four of Cups. That's kind of embarrassment energy there, you know? But they don't want you to know that. I kind of feel like they want to match your energy with that King of Wands energy and the King of Cups reverse. They're wanting to match your energy. They do have feelings for you. They're wanting, again, we just got done talking about this, so I'm not going to dig this up too deep. They're doing the best they can to make it look like they're happy, and no, the fuck they're not. No, they're not. But yeah, I think that they're kind of in a hurry to try to find somebody new. It looks like they're throwing in the white towel on this, man, and just pretty much just thinking, well, this is over. I just need to get with somebody else as quick as I possibly can. That's what's going to make me happy, you know? They do got feelings for you, though. Oh, yeah. Queen of Cups, Page of Cups. Where'd it go? I just had it. King of Cups reversed. Yeah, they're embarrassed. They feel stupid. I think they feel kind of stupid. So that means that they, at least to a certain degree, see the error of their own ways. I'm not saying they're taking 100% accountability, but to an extent, it's starting to eat away at them. Okay, well, that was quick. Let's see if they're taking any action. Are they taking any action? Is there going to be an outcome? Are they taking action? Will there be an outcome? King of Swords reversed. Hang on. Tower card again. They're letting the tower burn to the ground. Yeah, and trust me, they are not having a good time. Again, I'll say it 1,000 times, dude. I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. Well, actually, you know what? Let me retract that and reword it. I could if I wanted to, but I have to walk a very strict moral code with what I do. Because divine energy is just simply divine energy. The energies outside this dimension and that govern this dimension are no different than the energies within us. Right? There's good humans, there's bad humans. There's good spirits, there's bad spirits. No different. Just because we're thicker and heavier doesn't mean that we're different than the spirits and entities that are 1 or 2 dimensions over. We're all the fucking same. Okay? It's just that we're thick, heavy, and we vibrate lower. That's the only difference. So, if I use divine energy for selfish reasons, for anything other than to help you heal, release energy, and ascend upward, then that crosses the line into dark magic because I'm intentionally using dark energy. That ain't me. I do not use divine energy for dark, selfish reasons, period. There's probably plenty of other tarot readers out there who will do that. Go create karma with them. I'm not going to do it. I'm not creating a karmic tie. It ain't happening. I'll only give you information that will help you. Now, every once in a blue-green moon, I am allowed some personal details of somebody's life, but only if you need to know that information. Every once in a blue moon, there will be something that you need to know. Most of the time, though, it's not. Thank you, Free Like Summer, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. So, they're letting the tower burn to the ground. But guess what, though? Guess what? This connection isn't dwindling away. It's not dwindling away. It's getting heavier. It's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And I'm going to predict that at some point before the end of summer, I think you'll hear from this person. If this energy stays on the same track, okay? Right now, though, they're making the decision to just move on from this. But if this energy stays on the same track, yeah, they think they're going to walk away from this, but I don't think they're going to have very much success in their love life. And they're going to become exceedingly more lonely and empty and feel this connection stronger and stronger and stronger. And yeah, you'll probably end up hearing from them before the summer's out. Just saying. That could change. But if the energy stays on the same track, I'd be willing to bet you'll hear from them before the end of summer. All right. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. How's Sagittarius' situation looking? How's this person feeling? How's Sagittarius' situation looking? How's this person feeling? 4 of Cups. Maybe the 4 of Cups. At first I thought it was going to be the 10 of Wands. Now the 4 of Cups is coming out for everybody. Hang on. 2 more shuffles. 2 more. That doesn't feel like the silent treatment, though. Now, let me say this. To my knowledge, I'm the first one that started reading this card this way. I've never, ever, ever heard any other reader read the 4 of Cups as the silent treatment before I started saying it. So to my knowledge, I'm the one that brought that to the tarot community. I could be wrong on that, but yeah. So that's not the textbook definition of it, though. So I'm not feeling that for this right now, though. I'm really not. I'm really not. Now we got the 3 of Cups reversed. So, well, this person does check up on you. They do keep an eye on you. Ooh, they're still pissed off. What is this, man? They do check up on you. They do keep an eye on you, but not because they're wanting to like be a part of your life. I mean, it looks like they're still very pissed off and argumentative towards you and defensive towards you. And putting on a show for you. Putting on a show for you. But I'm thinking, honestly, I don't really want to use the word intimidated. I guess you could use the word intimidated. I don't really have the card for that, but this overall general energy does resemble energy of being intimidated, where they just feel like you're out of their league. They feel like you're doing so much better than them. They feel like they're lower than you. So yeah, I guess you could call that intimidated. You know, they just feel kind of stupid, a little bit embarrassed, like you're doing so much better than them. They're not doing very good, and they're hoping to see something bad happen to you, and trying to find somebody new. But where'd it go? Here it is. Not having a lot of success with that. Maybe that's the theme. I don't know. There's been a few general themes here that everybody's sharing. Woo, there goes the ear. There goes the ear. My guides only do that when I'm live reading. Only time my guides will ring my fucking ear. I mean, my ears ring all the time. But when I'm live, that's when my guides like to go, Choo-wah! And it's like, God damn it, man. It's really hard to play it cool when that happens. All right, let's see if this person's taking any action towards Sagittarius. Are they taking any action towards you? Is there going to be an outcome here? Four Cups again. I don't think it's the silent treatment. I don't. So let me explain why. When we say silent treatment, that indicates that they're being silent for manipulative reasons, right? The reason why they're being silent is to intentionally try to dig up under your skin, to silently and energetically and clandestinely manipulate the situation in their favor, right? That's what silent treatment means. This person, I don't think has those intentions behind it. But I think they're being, like I said, kind of quiet because it's more like shame. They're more like ashamed and embarrassed. They may do a couple of things to try to get your attention, but I think they're way too ashamed and embarrassed to, like, actually confront you, you know? Could be a Taurus for some of you. And there we go. 10 of Wands again, carrying the burden. This person immature as shit, dude. Could be a fire sign for some of you. Okay. All right. Well, I don't even know what to say about that, honestly. I don't even know what to say about that. Maybe at some point, one of these days, depending on how long ago this happened or how new or fresh or recent this situation is, maybe sometime shoot them a message and let them know, hey, it's all cool. You ain't got no reason to feel stupid or embarrassed or anything like that. It's all good. Just let them know we good, you know? Anyway, all right. Capricorn. Capricorn. What's the energy looking like? How's the energy looking and how's this person feeling? Capricorn. Mm-hmm. Capricorn. Ooh, Tower card reversed. That's reconciliation energy right there now. This deck is getting an attitude though, man. Okay. I do think this person wants to, wants to reconcile things with you. But they're waiting for you to let your guard down. Now, that's one of the most annoying situations to read, because how are they going to know when or if you let your guard down? What is it in their mind? You know, how do they know that you've let your guard down? It makes no sense. Maybe, you know, I mean, maybe they're just thinking, well, I'll give it X amount of time, you know, and then by this time, 6 months, 8 months, then Capricorn will let their guard down. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know how the hell they're going to know that you've let your guard down, but that's kind of what I'm feeling like is happening here. Kind of what I'm feeling like is happening here. So they're waiting for you to let your guard down, and then I think they're planning on a reconciliation attempt. But I don't think they're planning to come straight forward and just spill their guts on the table. Now, this is just their plan, okay? I don't think this is happening this week. I don't think so. But it looks like this is their plan. When you let your guard down, they're probably going to slowly tiptoe towards you and plan some kind of sort of type of way to inadvertently, accidentally, randomly stumble into your life and dip their toes in the water and test to see, and hopefully see if the two of you are able to reconcile things. That's their plan. It doesn't look like it's very well thought out. It doesn't look like it's very articulately planned or thought through. It's just kind of a rough idea that's going on in their mind, you know. Doesn't look like they're even sure when or if they want to do it. But I think what they've been doing is trying to separate themselves from this emotionally. Been trying to. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they still miss what y'all had back in the day. They definitely still miss what y'all had. So, let's see if they take an action then. Is they taking action towards Capricorn? Are they taking action? Two more shuffles, two more. Seven of Swords reversed, Lovers reversed. Nah, I think they're just planning. Yeah, they're just planning. You know, like I said, it doesn't really look like a very articulately thought out plan. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. But they're planning. Planning, probably playing around with a bunch of potential scenarios as to how it would work out, how they would handle it, what they would say. But, you know, bridging the gap between now and then, they're not really doing that. They're not saying, here's the steps I'm going to take to make this happen. They're just, you know, imagining this far off point in time in the distant future and planning on how they would handle the situation. But I think that's about as far as it goes, honestly. Thank you for the super chat. Noeline Steele, thank you. Appreciate you. I hope I said your name right. If not, I apologize, but thank you for that. All right. Aquarius. Let's see how this situation's looking and how this person's feeling. I don't even know what deck I want to use. Aquarius, how about, let's start off with my two gold decks here. This is one of my favorite deck duos, Golden Universal Tarot and Golden Art Nouveau. All right, how's this situation looking? How's this person feeling? Thank you, Sean, for the super chat. Appreciate you. How's Aquarius' situation looking? How's this person feeling? All right. Four of Swords reversed. Well, so, well, this individual, I think, is trying really, really, really hard to just completely forget all about this. Trying really hard to just not think about you, you know? Thank you, Andrea, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. So, for example, and you all know I like to use corny, cheesy examples. Let's say on their drive home from work, they drive past your favorite restaurant every day. Well, now they're taking a different route so that they don't have to think about you. Every time your favorite song comes on the radio, they got to change it real quick, type shit. Cornball examples, I know, but like they're trying not to think about this. But what did I say is the common theme of the week? It's weighing on them very, very heavily. Weighing on them very heavily. So they're trying not to think about you, but they're not doing a very good job. And are you surprised to see this right here? For those of you wondering whether or not this person regrets what they did, yeah, I think so. I think so. But see, there's only a couple of different ways that you can handle holding that energy. You know, when we find ourselves holding the feeling of regret and guilt, you have one or two things that you can do. Well, maybe two or three things. You can own it, apologize, be vulnerable, be honest about it. Or you can transmute that energy into anger, because that's easier to cope with. It's easier for me to be mad at you than it is for me to be mad at myself. You know, or just try to run from it, block it out, forget it, you know. And it does look like this person is doing the latter. So, yeah. I think they feel kind of stupid for what they did, honestly. And the only reason I say that is because the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Swords. That's why I say that. You know, it weighs on them and keeps them up at night. So, well, by the way, let's see. It could be a Cancer for some of you. Also have Taurus, Leo, Virgo, Libra. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right. Let's see if they're taking any action towards you. If there's going to be an outcome. Is this person taking action towards Aquarius? Is there going to be an outcome? We got that Ace of Swords there. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. But the Four of Pentacles. So close, dude. So close. So they're planning what they want to say to you, to honestly probably try to clear the air and bury the hatchet. You know, they may dip their toes in the water to see if a reconciliation attempt is possible, but when it all comes down to it, they mainly want to just get rid of the tension between the two of you. But they're staying closed off right now. Staying closed off right now. But it's feeling like it's getting close. It's getting real close. It wouldn't surprise me if you did end up hearing from this person at some time before July. It would not surprise me. Would not surprise me. So, all right, well, I don't even know if I have any advice for that, honestly. Just, this is for everybody too, by the way. This is just personal advice. This isn't tarot advice. This is just my personal opinion. This is the way I do things, the way I view things. Focus on nothing but bettering yourself. Don't worry about what they're doing. I know that's hard. It sounds easy, and when you're stuck in the middle of a situation, it's very difficult. I know. But do the best you can to just focus on nothing but bettering you. You know what I would do? Well, I've done this many times. And actually, honestly, doing this really helped me on the manifestation path. It really helped me. Plan to have a conversation with this person one day. Not necessarily soon. It may happen soon, but plan, like for example, let's say, all right, I'm going to talk to this person at the end of the year. By the time 2025 comes to an end, I'm going to have a conversation with this person, close this shit out and release it. The next time this person sees me or talks to me, they're not going to fucking recognize me. I'm going to dedicate my life to making sure that the next time you see me, your jaw is on the floor because you don't even know how to talk to me. Because you have to get to know me all over again. I'm going to evolve so hardcore. I'm going to do so much healing, so much evolution, so much ascension that you're going to feel like a dumbass just standing next to me. Just plan that in your mind. And if you can hang on to that, which I know you can because you're a fixed sign, you can hang on to a thought and roll that same thought around over and over and over for a long, 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 long time. If you can hang on to that and use that as fuel, man, that'll take you up mountains you never thought you could climb. And then once that happens, you're going to be thankful for that person. You're going to be thankful for them. You'll release it before you even get the chance to talk to them. And you probably won't even have the desire to talk to them after that. But just a little tidbit. I've done it before. And it's helped me. So, all right. Pisces. Pisces. Let's get a quick general energetic overview of Pisces' situation and see how this person's feeling. How's this situation looking? How's this person feeling? Thank you, Andrea, for the super chat. Appreciate you. How's this situation looking? How's this person feeling? Six of Swords reversed. So not moving on from this. I got a couple other things I want to say, but I want to wait and see what else comes out. Ooh, Nine of Cups, though. Seven of Pentacles. Ooh, Eight of Swords reversed. Okay. So they are starting to see the truth about the situation. They're starting to. They are starting to. I don't know. This person, this is kind of flippy-floppy, honestly. It kind of goes back and forth between this person holding a grudge and being mad at you, you know, and them just kind of getting over this, letting it go, you know. And they kind of, I feel like they're kind of floating back and forth. They may be kind of stuck in the middle somewhere, you know, where there's a part of them that's just mad. They're mad at you. This is done. This is over. I never want to talk to you again. And thinking about you all the damn time and wondering whether or not it would be worth trying to work on again. They're kind of stuck in the middle there somewhere. Kind of, sort of. So, not a lot else I can say about this spread. Not a whole lot. Yeah, they're normally, like, it's close to what I was talking about earlier, where it's like two energies pulling against each other, but not quite, because it kind of just feels like a balance that's kind of imbalanced, like they're walking a tightrope in a windstorm, you know? Like they go to this side and they just kind of flip-flop back and forth a little bit. They're not 100% sure exactly how they feel. I kind of feel like it fluctuates from day to day. as to how they're feeling about this. I do think they would like to talk to you, though. Well, see, they would like to talk to you on some days, and on other days they wouldn't. I don't have much else I can say about that. That's about all I can say. We're going in circles now. Okay, well, let's see if they take an action then. Let's see if there's going to be an outcome. Any actions or outcome. Whoop. High Priestess. Two more. Eight of Pentacles reversed. So this week, it's really looking like they're leaning in to feeling like it's not worth putting forth the work and the effort. They may just come forward and clear the air, honestly. They very well may. But you know what I'm thinking is probably going to end up happening? It kind of looks like an attempt to clear the air is going to happen. Okay? And it's probably going to end up in a reconciliation attempt. But it doesn't look like that's going to take lift off. I don't know if it's going to be a start quick, end quick type of situation, or if it just never gets up off the ground. Somebody's kind of throwing in the white towel on this altogether. So, yeah. You might end up hearing about a third party. I think a lot of past energy is going to bubble back up to the surface. And you'll probably just end up closing this out, honestly. So, if I can put any personal advice into that, I would say, well, I mean, with a situation like that, I feel really uneasy just telling you to stay away from this person. I had a client ask me that a couple of days ago. Should I talk to this person or just leave it be and move on? Well, here's the thing with that. You wouldn't ask me if you should talk to them if you didn't want to talk to them. So you want to. You want to. So if you want to, you're still holding on to it. If you're still holding on to it, there's something that you haven't quite let go of yet. If I tell you to just walk away from this, you're not going to let go of it. You shouldn't let go of something for any reason other than you made the decision that you should. And if you just walk away from it, you're not making the decision. You're just blindly taking my advice because I told you to. That doesn't help. You know, it's kind of like, you know, how sometimes parents tell their kids, because I said so. Kid says, why? Because I said so. That ain't no fucking reason. That don't teach the kids shit. That don't teach them nothing. They're eventually gonna end up rebelling against their parents because there's no reason. That's not a reason because I said so. It's not a fucking reason. You need to know why. How do you find out? You gotta fuck around. You gotta fuck around and find out, or you'll never learn. You see what I'm saying? So I would just say approach the situation with caution. Approach the situation with some energetic awareness. Okay, some energetic intelligence. Pay attention to the energy. Look for red flags. Take the wisdom that you gained in the past and apply it to the situation as carefully as you possibly can. You know, and take it from there. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that all my signs of the zodiac needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget the information for personal readings is in the description. And I have an announcement to make about the courses. And I actually didn't expect this. This one took me by surprise. But it turns out that what we're doing is we are changing platforms. You know, we're not even going to be using the same platform that we were using for our courses. So from now until June 9th, I have a bundle. It's a bundle for all the courses. And then we're switching platforms. So that's going to be available for a little over a week. It's a bundle package right now. And I am working on a new course though. Okay, so there's definitely going to be a new one that comes out hopefully before the end of June. That's the plan. No promises, but that's my goal. So stick around, stay tuned for that. For now, bundle package for the courses. All right, y'all. So all the information is in the description. And that's it. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of